You guys know me for the most part. If this is your first time connecting, you don't know me. You don't know squat about me. You may think I'm Filipino Ice Cube. That's a weird title that people have given me because of the hat. And it's clearly not a Detroit hat. It's a Portland hat. Portland represent. But with that said, I want you to hear me out in regards to this. I would not go out of my way to basically recommend a meme token to you. That is not my style. If I'm going to recommend meme tokens, it's going to be the Cokes and Pepsis. It's going to be Doge and SHIB. Why? Because it did well with Doge and SHIB last bull market, right? You guys know the story. $300 became like 22K, 8K, 88K. If it wasn't for those two, I wouldn't even be here with you guys, right? I know some people don't want me talking about memes and so on. That's why, for the most part, I don't. I do have to give credit where credit's due, and I have to always recognize opportunities. Now, I want to state this. I am not paid in any way, shape, or form from this dev or devs. I don't know them. Don't know jack diddly squat about them. Do I hold this? Yes, I do. I saw a member from our community, shout out to the one and only XXI Gaming, Brandon, right? He's always posting about this stuff. And I was like, well, you know, just because I don't comment doesn't mean that I don't pay attention. And I kept seeing posts about this particular meme called Byte. Again, he's not paid. I'm not paid. And no, I was under no obligation to talk about this. But I did recognize this one key thing, and that is at the height of a bull market, things will do well. And even at the height of what? Crypto winter and stuff like that. Some meme tokens do well. You saw it with Pepe. I didn't get into Pepe. And I don't feel bad about getting into Pepe because I chased too many meme tokens in 21, early 22, and got wrecked, right? Absolutely wrecked. And I took that money and put it into real utility projects. And some people are even yet, right now, are going to say, well, why aren't you doing that right now? I have. But at the same time, we talk about our, you know, as Boomer F and Sooner would say, or F around money, right? Well, I look at this as not just F around money, but I look at it from the perspective of this could actually really be something. So on this outline tonight, we're going to analyze a few key things: market cap, potential, all sorts of things. I would not put in the title that is Byte worth it? And if anything, like you saw in the thumbnail, is Byte your second chance at what? Floki. Now, a lot of us missed out on Floki. I am one of them. I said to myself, man, for all this stupid Piccolo Inus and Clifford Inus and, you know, Wolver Inu and some of these other garbage ones, I could have done Floki. But that's the problem with chasing meme coins. Now, is this an example of chasing a bad meme coin? I don't think so. And I'm going to give you the reasons why. So let's go ahead and start things off by getting into a few key things. So not financial advice, none of that stuff, just providing you guys research to do as you will. Nobody's telling you to do anything. So here is your site. And, you know, I don't want to sound like the typical, I guess you could say, content creator. Nothing against the typical content creator, but they usually start things off with, you know, hey, check out the site. But there's a reason why you want to check out the site. So for one, it's a pretty decent site, right? You know, a lot of people can do the same type of thing. But the first thing you should do, obviously, is, you know, excuse me, sorry, is to jump in and do more of your own research, but to go to specifically the tokenomics. And this is one thing that I thought was impressive. I didn't think 1 trillion total supply was impressive. Of course not. But LP burned 100%. Look at how many tokens have already been burned, right? And then look at this far right side. You have, for instance, circulating supply is basically like close to the entire supply that's in circulation. So I thought that was cool. Contract renounce, you know, give or take. But I said to myself, well, how is this anything like Floki? And when I got more into it, I found some key things. So for one, I was like, well, they have a website. Obviously, check out any type of light paper, white paper, part of doing more of your own research. Well, I like some of these comments. The AI dog, we are not affiliated with Elon Musk, X or XAI. They're letting people know that to begin with. You know, they're not riding on the coattails of let's trick people, right? But that was honorable. You know what I mean? If anything, I'll give them a follow. All right. Getting more into this, here's some of the nitty gritty that I want to share with you guys. So I'm going to pull this up on a different particular tab. And in regards to Byte, here's what stands out. So if you go to, for instance, the About section, all right, on CMC, anybody can do this, right? We know that anybody could do this. You guys might do this all the time. Excuse me. Go to the About page. You will see this part, and I'll come out of the frame for a second on this. It says Byte is a novel ERC meme token that creates or intertwines, I should say, the world's cryptocurrency and popular culture, inspired by Elon Musk's announcement of naming his dog Byte, okay, in reference to his Grok AI project. This token fully adopts the concept of Grok's dog as his mascot and theme. Distinctively, Byte stands out in the crypto space due to its zero tax policy, a feature that is increasingly appealing to many investors. I mean, let's face it, that is pretty appealing. Additionally, upholds the principles of transparency, yada yada, right? I mean, more like any other meme token, they're going to give you your spiel. But what stands out for me in regards to the comparison of Floki and especially Byte is what you saw right here. All right. So again, keep in mind, Floki is not directly connected to Elon Musk, right? I mean, he has a dog named Floki. It's the same concept, right? These coins, just because of the titles or what they claim, I mean, they're just meme tokens. But again, people recognize that, just like Doge, like, hey, he has, a particular Shiba Inu dog. So all these ones related to Shiba Inu, Doge, you name it, Floki, Byte, it does have a level of, let's face it, significance, right? So one thing I want to point out, and this is again part of my outline, is this. This right here is the historical data in regards to Byte. Now, why is that important? It's important because you're going to see a side-by-side comparison on the performance of Byte and Floki. Why is that worth pointing out? Oh, you're going to see why that's worth pointing out. So getting into the very bottom, I had to go all the way back to when this first started. This is Byte again, okay? If you're wondering what page it's on, because I know you guys can see the address. So this is from CoinMarketCap, Byte's historical data, starting off with the listing from CMC. You will see that the volume here, all right, and the prices and so on, decent amount of volume, okay? I mean, you understand there's DEX tools and all those other sites, right? But this is just CMC, all right? I didn't want to get into the whole thing of DEX because I'm not trying to make this an hour deep dive, especially on a meme token. But when you get here, you will notice the consistent amount of volume, and that's decent volume. We're not talking like, like $100,000 or $225 or anything of that stuff in that regard. Very, very consistent volume. And the only time like it goes below like $1 million is what you see here, like late December, early January, and then it rebounds and it goes up to here to the millions again. So it goes anywhere from like $1 million to $3 million consistently. Okay, and there's other pages that you can look into. Okay, this has only been out since December. Check this out in regards to Floki. Here's Floki's historical data, and again, this is from June 10th, 2021, and I guess different months. Okay, that's worth pointing out. Again, it's the listings of when they first came out. And if anything, I'll come out of the frame because I meant to do that earlier. So what you see right here on this as well is worth pointing out. Basically, when you look more into it, you have a case of what? Byte pretty much outperformed in volume Floki. Now, for some people, they're going to be like, well, so what? That's irrelevant. Is it? Is it? Because what you're going to notice is some real key, crucial things, in my opinion. Okay. So I'm going to take you to this next part. Okay. Here's Byte. All right. And what you're going to see here is that Byte all-time lows was back in December, pretty much during the time of his launch. It was 0. What do we have here? 3 zeros, 4 zeros, 5 zeros, 1989. Okay. All-time highs was only a month ago. Okay. So it went from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 0. Some people are going to say that that's not significant. Hear me out. All right. You do what you want. I'm not trying to convince you to get into this. I'm just providing you information. You will see that, again, the max supply is confirmed 1 trillion. Now, 1 trillion anything is a lot of freaking tokens, right? Yeah. The total supply matches the max supply. Unconfirmed in regards to CMC, but it does state that 100% of the supply is there. That's unconfirmed. But we did see, and that's why I pointed out to you on the tokenomics from their site, that close to 1 trillion is already in circulation. So are you chasing an uphill battle? The answer on that one is no, right? We've done these deep dives before in regards to understanding tokenomics and all that, right? So we don't really need to go down that rabbit hole again. Now look at this. Has an unconfirmed market cap, but I confirmed this also on, was it CoinGecko? It has an unconfirmed market cap of 12.39 million. In reality, I've seen this hover from 13, and when it was pumping a little bit a few days ago, up to like 15 million. But right now, currently speaking, we're sitting at 12.39 million. Now, here's where opportunity is. And here's why I want to point this out. It's a very, very low market cap. Yes, it's a meme coin. I understand there's a ton of meme coins out there. Like, you're not preaching to the choir when it comes to meme coins. But it's only on one market, or actually not one market, I guess a few. I'm confusing this with another one. You can get on Uniswap, right? That's a decentralized, a DEX, right? Decentralized marketplace. You could get on Poloniex, I don't know how you pronounce that. And there's other ones. Most of the volume does come from Uniswap, okay? But check this out. I would never, ever get more into this or even think about saying, hey, guys, look at this. If it wasn't for this. And we did talk about the Jesus coin. And I missed out on Jesus coin. I was like, at one point I told you guys, I said, guys, this Jesus coin, like this thing could really do some stuff. And some of you guys pointed out, that ship is ready, sailed. And it didn't. Oh my gosh, it got sent like 2 weeks after I talked about it. But Jesus coin, if you're going to claim you have anything to do with the Lord Jesus, you got to be perfect, right? So Jesus coin on Token Sniffer has a 100 out of 100 score. Now, this is not about the Jesus coin, because if anything, Jesus coin is a lot higher market cap. A lot of people feel as though they missed the boat. Some didn't. Check this out for a second, all right? We're all about opportunity. That's why you're here, right? I don't care who you are. If there's value in anything, even if it's something that doesn't have utility, like a meme token, recognize opportunity all the time, even me. You know what I mean? Here it is from Token Sniffer. And what does it say? Oh boy. Let's come out of the frame a second. A perfect 100 out of 100. Now, I get it. Token Sniffer is not the end-all be-all, but that definitely helps. It's not a honeypot. You can buy it. You can sell it. We already know about the whole things of the taxes. For instance, some of this other contract analysis is good. Tokens burn 3.68%. Circulating supply is pretty much close to the full 1 trillion. Creator wallet has less than 5% of the circulating supply, right? Not even that. Like not even a percent. All holders possess less than 5%. Look, is there adequate liquidity? Yes. Is there, was it at least 95% liquidity burn and lock for at least 15 days? It says 100%. 99.99% is burned. Wow. So interesting. What about the creator wallet? Does he have less than 5% liquidity? Yeah, he doesn't have a percent. So there's no signs of a rug pull here. There's nothing that signifies anything crazy. Token Sniffer has not matched this up with any other similar, contracts of other things that were deployed from years past. So you don't see any of those indicators of something bad happening here, which is good. That's real good. So that's that. But there's more. Okay. So here's an example. And this is not a meme token. This is, and I got to come back out of the frame because you need to see it more of this instead of my mug. This is BTT. Now, I'm personally invested in BTT, and no, BTT obviously is not a meme token. Why am I sharing this as an example? Because here's a great example. The current market cap of BTT sits at a little over $1 billion. Okay, it's part of the top 100. You get the deal. All right. Here's another thing that's worth noting. BTT has a circulating supply that is close to its total supply. But what is the total supply? Well, the total supply is a hell of a lot more than 1 trillion of these meme tokens, of the Byte token. How do we know that? 990 trillion, not billion, trillion. How do you know it's trillion? Well, for one, 9 zeros right here would be 1 billion. This would be 10 billion, 100 billion, 1 trillion. That's 90 trillion, 990 trillion. So this has 990 trillion more tokens than Byte. Remember that. There's a reason why you want to pay attention to that. Check this out. Let's take you over here. So let's take you to, what is it? Hold on a second. Let's take you to this. Hold on, let me jump that back to a second. I gotta get, okay, so here, sorry, let's go back to this. This is Byte. Here's how much it costs. 0. Add them up, 4 zeros, 1193. Okay, slightly up. All right, that's the price. Look at this for a second. Buy price 0. What we just said. And let's say, for instance, your sell price was a half a penny. Okay, you would be in the profit for the future of a, like roughly $1,000 investment of, you'd be up like 8,296%. Now, some people are gonna be like, well, you can use examples like this all day. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I'm with you. But also keep in mind this. What about if it went to a penny? Well, you would be up, even crazier percent. Okay? Crazy percent. All right? And here's the bottom line. All right? I want to get into. It's this. Floki. Is this really your second chance at Floki, or is it even better than Floki? Now, Floki definitely shed some zeros. Did it not last bull market? My God, look at this for a second. Hopefully you guys see this tab. Yeah, you do. Some of you guys are into Floki, like Elon Musk, Mike Cornwell, right? One of the best meme tokens as far as performance goes. Absolutely, right? What's the utility? Who gives a crap? It performed, okay? We talked about enough meme tokens or utility ones out there. We got to also recognize there are some that do well, and there's ones that are not worth chasing. Is this thing a Byte worth chasing? That's all I'm saying. You draw your own conclusion. I'm not being paid by them or anything like that, but I do recognize opportunity. So on August 8th, 2021, what do we see here? You see that the all-time low for Floki, my God, I mean, the person that came in then came in at 0. And count them, 2 zeros, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros, and a 2. All-time highs were 0. 3 zeros and a 3. So hold on a second, I missed that before. So that was 3 zeros and a 3 was the all-time highs, and then 3, 6, 7. So my God, you had 4 zeros burned. I mean, I know some people I should say burned, but erased. Some people make a big deal of a 1 0, like me and my Shiba Inu. 8K became 88K. That's 11x for me. But this is so much bigger, and that was just erasing 1 0. Okay, that's me go from 0.00 or 0.50788 or 799 and riding that thing up to, I think I went it to like 87 or 88 roughly. I had a little bit over a billion Shiba Inu. That's not the point. The point is recognizing Floki probably was a better opportunity than Shiba Inu, depending on your entry point of the last bull run. Okay, that's the point I'm trying to make. If your entry point to Shiba Inu was, 0. And I remember this by heart, 10 zeros and a number from 2020, then obviously that's better. But the point is this your second chance at Floki? I think this is a more than your second chance at Floki. I think this is a better opportunity than your second chance at Floki. And if anything, here's why. All right. And this is my own research, if you will. I'll come out of the frame on this one. So basically, it's like this. Okay. And hear me out on this. Were you aware that Floki's highest market cap occurred when? It occurred on November 4th, 2021, coinciding with its all-time high price of 0.3033651. And at that point, the market cap reached approximately 3.36 billion. Now, back to the material at hand. What we've researched tonight is that the example from BTT, and again, that's not a meme token, sits a little over $1 billion in market cap. So the all-time highs for Floki were 3 times that market cap that we currently seen for BTT. And I use that as an example to understand, for one, like prices and market cap and so on. I want to jump into this next part because you got to understand the potential here. And that is this. When I added this up, I got my calculator. Not to sound like an ultimate nerd, but I'm kind of am a nerd. Vin Diesel's a nerd too, by the way, for anybody's ever wondering that. I mean, if you own a video game company and you have a freaking PC and all that, like him, he's a nerd. Shout out to all the nerds. Anyway, here's my thing. All right, so you buy at 0.40. You can't see it because I can't share my calculator on the screen, unfortunately. Do it with your own calculator. 0.401191. Okay, and you times that by 100 million, not a billion, 100 million tokens. Your investment before obviously Ethereum gas fees is $1,191. Now that's a lot for a lot of people. I get it, but some people will do it. All right. So this is just an example. You can do your own example if you want to do 500 or 250, where the case be. All right. So your current investment would get you 100 billion of these Byte tokens. Now, am I saying you go out and do that? No, I'm not saying you do anything. It's just information. Now, if you did that, okay, you have to keep in mind that what you would end up getting, obviously, simple math. At a pen or at a half a penny, okay, when this thing hits basically like $1 billion market cap, give or take, because the market fluctuates. Well, your investment basically did it like 100x, okay, and that's $100,000, give or take. Okay, that's better than a kick in the butt. Now, the other thing you got to keep in mind is, well, what if we did a different example? Well, the other example is this. Let's say you don't want to hold to a penny and a half, a half a penny. You want to hold to 1 cent. Okay, again, 1 cent. Well, basically, your bag would be worth $1 million, right? Because it's just simple math. But my key thing is this: if Floki was $3 billion market cap, and again, I think we need to reshare this again. Back in 2021, at the height of the bull run for Floki, and again, that's November anyway, right? That's the height of BTC at 69K in Ethereum, because we know that 11/11/2021, 69K for BTC. You have to look into some other key things. Let me just pull this back up. Okay, so here's the one from Floki, and we're going to wrap this up here in a bit because we have other things to talk about, and this show's kind of getting kind of long anyway. All right, so here's Floki, and what do you see here? You see that Floki has, for instance, where the heck is this at? Way more what, guys? Come on. It has 9 times the total supply, almost 10 times. Yeah, we might as well round that off. You have basically 10 times the amount of supply that Byte has. So it's really this simple, right? It's math and what? Opportunity. and recognizing market cap. I mean, if you're sitting at $13 million market cap, give or take and so on, Floki did $3 billion. I mean, am I too far off here? What one do you think would be the better opportunity? Now, some people will say, well, more people knew about Floki. True. Why do you think I also showed you an example of which one is outperforming it when it started? Byte is outperforming. Byte is, I should say is, yes, present tense. Byte is outperforming Floki when it first started. Now, I get it. Floki's been out a lot longer, right? But again, understand difference of supply. And even if it, for instance, didn't exactly do 3 billion in market cap, how much is that going to be worth? I think it's a huge opportunity, and it's probably one of the only meme tokens I'll get into. And I have not gotten into a single meme token since January of 2022. And the last one was Robo Inu. And I'm way down on Robo Inu. All right. So it is what it is. Look more into it yourself. If you think it's opportunity, I want to look into it, because I know some of you guys, instead of buying like lottery tickets and stuff like that, you'll, or go into a casino, you'll throw money into, you look at it like it's a gamble, whatever you want to call it. You're not talking about utility, Max. Shame on you. I'm going to unsubscribe and all this stuff. Hey, recognize just that. There are some meme tokens that will do well. I think this is one that could be absolutely huge. And it's one I actually hold. I wouldn't talk about it if I didn't hold it. So there you go. And shout out to our brother XXI Gaming. Obviously, he's going to talk about a lot. Does that mean that I drop you guys video updates every other day about this? Not really. I mean, if I see some positive catalyst, maybe. We'll have to see how it goes. It's just like anything, even with like crypto, supply and demand. If we get a decent following with it, maybe. But it's not really about that. It's just recognizing opportunity. I think there's big opportunity with this just from a market cap perspective. Is there other coins and tokens out there that might even be better than this, that have utility, like Mike Cornwell's pointed out? Elk. Yeah, Elk has doesn't have trillions, it has millions. And it has all this interoperability and cross-chain swaps and all sorts of stuff, right? Scarcity. There's all sorts of opportunities. I'm just looking at the perspective of meme tokens. Certain ones, let's face it, do very, very well. I'm saying this is going to be the next Pepe, but I do think it could be the next Floki. And we'll leave it at that. Do more of your own research. None of it is financial advice. And that concludes the Byte segment of the night. Yes, very shocking. Max talking about a meme token. Won't happen often, but it happened tonight. Shout out to again, XXI Gaming.